Great. So thank you everybody for joining today. My name's Gabrielle and I work on the global media team for those of you who don't know me. We've put up a session today with Sprinkler for them to take us through the best ways to use the platform. Obviously, in light of the social media pause that's currently on at the moment, we're not able to post any social, but we just want to make sure that with the Europe reorg and to the new cluster setup, that there are no questions that need to be asked and that everyone is familiar with how to use the platform for once and if the social pause is lifted. We've got quite a lot of content to get through today, so I'll hand over to you straight away, Hannah, and you can go ahead with introducing the session.
Cool, thank you. Welcome everyone. So just going to introduce the team on the call today. Caroline's going to kick us off.
Sure, thank you. So I'm Caroline. I work for Diageo as the Global Digital Technology Manager in D&T. And I work alongside Ashish, who is the Global Digital Technology Lead. Both of us work closely with code and compliance, data analytics and various other teams and alongside Sprinkler so that they understand the Diageo business requirements and the priorities and are able to deliver appropriate solutions to those.
Cool, and then you've got four of us from the Sprinkler team. So myself and Anchal at the bottom there, we are the success managers for Diageo at Sprinkler. So we work very closely with all the market and regional leads to make sure that the platform is delivering to your requirements and goals. Myself focusing mainly across the engagement, community management, organic publishing and listening area of the platform. And Anchal leading from an agency relationship perspective on the paid advertising side. And then you've got Joe and Mel, our counterparts in the managed services team, who support all the ongoing configuration, trainings, end user requests that we will walk through this presentation in more detail. So good to meet everyone today. So just to call out a few objectives. So we understand that Sprinkler is potentially new to some of you, but some of you have had experience of it. So we just want to level set on all of the key elements that are important to you guys in the Northern Europe brand teams. Make sure you understand all the next actions and the value drivers that Sprinkler has to offer, and we'll call those out as we go through the deck. Make sure you guys are clear on how to get help, how to access the platform, how to run any training sessions that you might need through the team today. And then after this, identify any ongoing or new use cases that you might be able to use Sprinkler for to deliver better for the brands that you're working on.
So just before the Sprinkler team take you through the platform and everything that Hannah's just mentioned, I just wanted to go over quickly why it is that Diageo uses Sprinkler and why it's a mandated technology. Firstly, it helps Diageo to reduce and mitigate risk. This is because it's all in one platform, so we can see and manage all of our social accounts in one place. So this helps ensure that all legal, security and compliance requirements are adhered to across the board in just one view. And secondly, thank you, it provides the ability for smarter and more effective social. So that covers all social media. So just from sharing assets between teams, community management, listening and reporting, you can customize the platform to create sort of bespoke AI and workflows that sort of are designed for your team requirements. And just one of the one that we've worked on with Sprinkler to date is a smart bidding algorithm, which is part of the future media model. It's been delivering an average of 30% media efficiency, and this is what the PhD has been brought on board to utilise across all social media. And just lastly, the platform saves a huge amount of time just by delivering automation and ways of working, so across all your different agencies and our internal teams.
Cool. So just wanted to take you through a typical workflow which we've recognised and worked with specifically the Johnny Walker GBT teams on building out over the last couple of years. And this is where we really see the success of the platform. So it starts with social listening, understanding your customer, the consumers, their behaviours, how the brand is being discussed out there, on the digital sphere. And not only that, Sprinkler allows us to listen to your competitor conversations, how people are talking about your competitors, the industry and category information that I know a lot of you are looking at, and also influencers. So a whole host of different data sources that you can leverage to ultimately allow you to make better data-driven decisions around how you're going to activate your marketing and social campaigns. So leading into that, that allows you to then sort of work towards perhaps building better assets, building more informed campaigns to deliver paid activation.
Yeah, and just to kind of layer on top of that, you're also able to collaborate, very more effectively with your media agencies when it comes to planning your campaigns, budgets, audiences, because you have all of this rich data that you have access to within the same platform. And once these campaigns have been activated via the Sprinkler platform, as Caroline called out previously, you're also able to leverage some of the bespoke Sprinkler AI optimization features, such as smart bidding, which helps Diageo drive efficiencies in terms of reinvestable revenue, and optimize your campaigns towards whatever the objective may be, whether it's upper funnel campaigns or if it's mid to lower funnel campaigns as well.
So once you've activated all of that activity, obviously you see that conversation with the customer come through on your paid posts, on your organic posts, and that's where we're able to have the teams and the community managers run that at scale. So because of the comprehensive tagging structure, where we have brands and countries tagged, we're able to triage those messages to the right team at the right time to make sure they're answering in the most appropriate way. And once all that activity has taken place, ultimately all of that reporting and data that's come out of the back of the actions is visible to you within Sprinkler. So across your paid activity, organic and social listening, all in one view, which we are going to show you later on, allows you to be more informed and have greater understanding of how the brand's being responded to within the social sphere. So just calling out kind of the real value drivers for you guys on the call today. Ultimately, it gives you that in-depth reporting through the comprehensive tagging structure we have. That's the creative teams and the media teams who actually tag that content or the post to enable you to understand what the growth drivers are, what the products are, how they're performing, and how you want to optimize ultimately moving forward. We're going to talk through the approval workflow. So just depending on the brands you're working with, building out a approval process to make sure you're happy with the content that's being published through your media agencies. I mentioned before one view dashboard, so having that holistic view into how the brand is performing across social. Not only that, you work very closely with your media teams, and Sprinkler gives you that visibility in all the activity that's taking place. So what we've seen is the brand teams and the media teams working very closely and using those Sprinkler dashboards as the basis of those conversations. You've got the team here at Sprinkler who will work very closely with you, and knowing the Diageo team so well can help you approach everything with the best practice and the most informed way of doing something, whether that be through a reporting standpoint, through social listening or something like that, leading into having that access to that listening data all in one view. So just wanted to talk quickly around the tagging process. Now, ultimately, this isn't something that you guys will do, but just to make sure you understand that the creative and the media agencies are tagging up the content and the posts within Sprinkler, which allows those outputs, which are really important to you guys as a team. So those really granular reports on the paid performance, organic performance, and social listening combined into one, allowing for that streamlined approach. Ultimately giving you that kind of greater context, greater understanding of the performance. And we will jump into a live demo. So first, just want to call out the approval workflow. So this is going to be a bit of an action coming out of the back of this call. So with the new cluster orgs within Europe and with the new media agency, this is a time for you to define the approval workflow for the brands that you're working for in your teams. So what our ask will be at the end of this is to go away and make that decision of what you want that to look like and connect with your PhD team to confirm that's all good. And then submit a request, which Joe is going to kindly show us just now. So I will stop sharing.
Awesome, thanks. Cool, just let me know once you can see my screen. Yep, perfect. Yep. Cool. So as Hannah mentioned, with the reorg to the new Northern Europe structure, what we want to make sure is that we have all of the updates or new approval processes set up within Sprinkler as early as possible to make sure that there's no disruption to any of the publishing. So in order to do that, all you need to do is go to the online help form that we have. I know some of you might have filled this out previously already for certain other requests, but we'll also have a link in the help card, which we'll show you at the end of the presentation. All you need to do is go through and enter your information into each of the fields here. So just region, email address, market, for instance, which team you're a part of, and any specifics. And then all you need to do in the next screen is just to select which module across Sprinkler your request is in relation to. So whether it's across owned publishing, listening or influencer monitoring, paid, new campaigns or platform access. So for the sake of getting the approval set up, it'll be across the publishing. And then if you just click through into next, there's a number of other publishing specific options that managed services can help you with. And then just click on the workflow update option here, and then approvals, macros and automation. Next, and then if you can just outline the specifics of your approval path. So the type of content that you need to have approved, the number of users and the specifics for those users who will be approving. Then what will happen is that will come through to myself and the rest of the managed services team. And we'll follow up with you directly via email in order to flesh that out and make sure that we've got the approval path set up for you as best suited towards your Northern Europe brands. So just to reiterate what Hannah said, if you can get any updates to that approval path, if you do have existing ones, or any new requests for an approval path into us by the 24th of September, that would be amazing. So it means that we can just be really proactive in getting those set up for you guys so that there's no disruption at all. So once we do have that set up, the way that we build out approval paths within Sprinkler is via a rule in the background, which means that by defining the specific group of accounts, so let's say Spain, Guinness, for instance, anytime a new post from that particular group of accounts is set to be published, before it actually goes live, an alert would be sent through to the specific approvers. It could be one person, it could be two approvers, completely up to you. Before it goes live, it will come through to you and you'll get an alert within Sprinkler. And you'll see that just at the top here by this small bell symbol. If you go through to the approvals tab, and then what you'll see is any outstanding or pending posts that need to be approved or rejected will appear here. And you can click through to them individually, click approve, reject, or you can go through and assign notes back to the publisher or edit before it gets published. What we'll also do, however, is build out an approvals dashboard for you. So this may be slightly easier for you as a brand team to kind of manage and keep on top of all of your pending approvals. So within each of these dashboards, you'll have 3 columns. The first of which is the approval pending column. So any post waiting to be approved will appear here. Next, you'll have any rejected posts that have been rejected, and then any posts that are still within the draft status. And similarly to managing your approvals via the notifications at the top, when you're in the dashboard view, in order to approve the content, all you need to do is just hover over the individual post. So this one here at the top. And then at the bottom, you'll see 3 different options. So you can either approve that post straight away, and then that'll go straight through and then go live. You can either reject that post if there's something wrong with it, or alternatively, you can edit the post. So you can edit the copy or provide notes back to the sender before it goes live so that you're completely happy with it from a brand perspective. Awesome. Oh, the next thing that we just wanted to run through that Hannah touched on is the One View dashboard. Now, some of you may have seen these previously for other brands, but this is a really, really useful tool for all brand leads, as it's one of the most powerful strengths of Sprinkler, is the ability to analyze owned, earned and paid data alongside one another. So we can really provide that 360 comprehensive view of your brand. So while this dashboard here that we'll run through, so the new One View template, is just that, it's a template of a best practice reporting. What we'd look to do is to work with each of you across the Northern Europe cluster to make sure that we're building out these One View dashboards based on your reporting requirements and the specifics based around your region and your brand. So the first tab that we're looking at here is just focused on the organic reporting. So the performance around your brands across the Northern Europe cluster and how those have been engaged with organically. So you'll see just below this that all of the data has been filtered at a individual widget level. So no need for you to go in and update that once they've been built for you. And then at the top left here, you'll see the organic posts overview. So what we're just looking at is all of the organic posts across your Northern region brand, Northern European rather, region brand, the post reach and the engagement rate. And then just on the right-hand side of that, we've got the boosted posts with those overview metrics as well. You'll see that across all of Sprinkler, all of the reporting is completely interactive. So if you did want to delve into a little deeper into a particular figure or a particular subset of data, all you need to do is just to click on each of the numbers. So if we wanted to go into the 650 published messages, and for instance, for you, let's say we wanted to understand across that 650, what was the media type split? So you can really easily go into a media type and then straight away see that on a really, really granular level, what was it that was driving that 650 posts and which garnered the highest rates of engagement. Just below that, we've got the organic reach trend and engagement over time, and then the account fan growth across Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram for your Northern European cluster brand as well. And then just below that, we've got the top performing organic posts by engagement and the top performing boosted posts by engagement with the individual post metrics just below those as well. So as I said at the beginning, this is kind of really a best practice overview. It's fairly top line. If you do need a deeper investigation into your owned or your boosted content, absolutely no problem at all. Just work with managed services and then we can help to build that out for you based on the brand specifics. Just moving on to the next tab, which is a focus on the organic listening. So similarly with the first tab, again, all of these will be filtered specifically for you once we've built out the dashboard based on your requirements. So no need for those to be updated. And while the previous tab was obviously based on your own performance, what we're actually looking at here is the organic performance across all social listening. So this particular tab here is based on Captain Morgan content. But again, what we would do is build out a specific listening tab for each of your Northern European cluster brands. So what we can then do is based on, as I say, based on your requirements, depending on how granularly specific you need to get in terms of location, we can build that out for you. So if you just needed to take a look at Captain Morgan at Northern European level, absolutely fine. However, if you needed to go country specific, we can also provide that level of granularity for you as well. The way that we pull in the data is via a brand topic. So you'll see on the right-hand side here that we've got a number of different run brands set up across Diageo Brand and core competitors. So we have a global brand topic for each of those competitors based on brand keywords. If there are any that are missing, that's not a problem. We can work with you to get those added in. And we can work with you to refine the list of core competitors based on your Northern European brand reporting requirements as well. So at the top here, we've got the earned mentions and the potential reach, the share of voice. As with the previous tab, if you do need to investigate anything further, again, just click on any of the data points and then you can go in to see let's say, for instance, we wanted to take a look at Havana Club, what's the most prominent phrase or the most prominent hashtags across Havana Club content. You can dive into that really, really quickly and understand the most prominent hashtags, the most prominent phrases within that conversation. Just below that, we've then got the earned conversation over time, and then some more granular insights, just diving into the sort of topics that people are discussing around brand Captain Morgan. So this would again be able to be filtered down to Northern European level, so we can see at a regional level, what are those key hashtags, what are the key conversations, and what's that sentiment based on your particular cluster. And then just below that again as well, just a really good oversight in terms of what's the sort of audience within your cluster that are actually discussing my brand as well. So just really, really useful for understanding that 360 view about who is discussing your particular brand. So while these two tabs that we've kind of run through in terms of listening and organic data are fairly top line and based on best practice, as I say, what we do recommend is that we work with each of you across the Northern European cluster to help build out as bespoke dashboards as possible based on your needs. So it may be the case that, let's say, for instance, across listening, you require deeper insights into product or campaign specifics, or for instance, tracking brand ambassadors, influencers, or understanding how certain themes resonate across a particular industry or across your core competitors. So if there is anything that you really do need detailed reporting on, just reach out to Managed Services via the online help form, and we'll be able to help you with building that out for you. Now I'm just going to stop sharing my screen now, pass over to Mel, who's going to run through some of the paid tabs.
Cool, thanks Joe. Here we go. Can everyone see my screen?
Yep.
Yep, cool, perfect. So this is, these are the paid tabs of the OneView dashboard. And here you'll have the ability to view, customize, analyze, and drill down into the performance of your paid campaigns across all of your social accounts and channels. And just to note, in Sprinkler, this the paid data is pulled in real time, so you'll always be able to view the most up-to-date data in the platform. Now in the paid tab, we usually first have an overview of performance. So with your key KPIs paired against the benchmarks for that particular, maybe it might be your month, year, quarter. And then as we scroll down, you'll be able to view data at different entity levels. So you'll be able to view your campaign performance, audience performance, as well as creative level, and finally all the way to asset level performance as well. And like the organic and listening tabs, we can also drill down into specific data points if we want to view more granular data. So for example, if we wanted to see what Facebook gender with ages 25 to 34 is delivering the best results, and we're able to do that by drilling down into the data points. And then as you can see here as well, we have a variety of visualizations depending on exactly what it is you want to show. And like Joe said, these are completely customizable. And what we've basically built are templatized widgets based on what we've seen is most useful for a brand overview. But please reach out to the managed service team either through the help form or signing up to our paid help clinics, and we can go through your requirements per brand, per cluster, etc. For these OneView dashboards and how best you can visualize your paid data. Cool. Do we have time to go through the paid post comments, Hannah, or are we running too low on time?
We're a little tight, but yeah, I guess it's just another sort of data point that we can drill down into here around really understanding the comments coming in from all the paid activity that, yeah, Mel's showing you.
Cool.
Cool. Okay, let's go back to my screen quickly. Okay, so yeah, just a reminder there, as you've defined the approval workflows within your teams, submit that via the help form, ultimately by the end of next week, just so we're fully prepared for when that paid activity kicks off again. And then we should have everything set up and everyone's confident in the workflow. So just wanted to call out the key takeaways and the actions. So just mention the approval workflow. The other one is social listening. So we have an extensive range of social listening set up for you guys. So across your brands, your competitors, the industry, and that's all ready to utilize. It's just about understanding the requirements and what you're looking to understand and achieve, and we can build that out. So we'll share out the training on that, and then also the dashboard builds that you required. I saw a question in the chat. That can all be done via the help form as well. So Joe will work very closely with you to deliver those. So then just calling out kind of why we're here, ultimately making sure that you guys understand the increased productivity and efficiency by utilizing the platform that you've got access to, the wealth and the sources of data available as well, to hopefully make your jobs easier and have more context into how the consumers on social are discussing your brands in the industry, and then ultimately understanding your adoption by the agencies that you work with, so whether that's across community management, media, social. And just to call out something that you don't need to worry about, everything we've built here, we work very closely with the compliance team, so it's aligned to the Diageo marketing code, so no worries there in terms of your social workflows. If it's in Sprinkler, it's all compliant to Diageo. And then finally, this is the help card, which we will share out as a separate PDF. Feel free to print that out, put it next to your desk. It's a wealth of knowledge to get access to the support.
We've got 2 minutes, so I'm just going to jump in there around the help.
Thank you.
Because there's so many different ways of seeking help through the Sprinkler team, but just highlighting the 3 red boxes in the middle. The top one is one-to-one sessions that you can organize through that link. You can actually do like one-to-one dedicated training with the Sprinkler team, which is a really, really great resource to have if you want to learn something and you do it yourself again in the future. And the one below that in the middle, actually using the help form, I guess it can sometimes be tempting once you've had a few emails backwards and forwards with the Sprinkler team to try and to just go via email with help requests. But if we can try and keep everything going through the help form, it helps us with insights to understand what people are asking questions about, to organise future training sessions and stuff. So, and then at the bottom, the platinum ticket, it's a live chat sort of service that we've got 24/7. So no sort of worry about kind of time zones, because there's always someone there that can help. Yep.
Cool. Thank you so much. So yeah, we will share the deck, we'll share the recording. If there's anyone in the team that wasn't able to join, make sure they do listen out. And yeah, looking forward to working with you guys closer in the future. And yeah, have a good rest of your day.
Great. Thanks very much, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Everyone.